Hello, welcome to Church Communications. I'm Katie Allred, as always, and I am so excited because today we are joined with our new friend, Muta Minwa. Yeah, I'm trying.
You did
Muta
great. You did great.
Mwenya.
Muta,
Muta
Mwenya.
Mwenya.
Oh, perfect. See, you got it.
Muta. If I take my time.
If you take your time, girl, take your time.
Then
Put
I
some
can
respect
get
on
it.
my name.
I know. I'm trying. I promise.
All good.
Gosh, I went to like 7 years of speech therapy, and I'm still not there. It's okay.
Oh,
you
I'm
know?
sorry. So
We
I
all
can't
got our own
make
personal
fun of you
struggles in
anymore.
life.
Oh, this turned into a therapy session. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's okay. Well, speech therapy is not like real therapy, you know? It's not
I know, but wait, that's not right. You can't say that.
Well, I mean, it's not like therapy, like as in I mean, it is therapy. Yeah, gosh.
See,
Let's start it off strong.
This is great. I love it. Hey, you did that. That wasn't me. That was the guest. I'm happy about
It's
that.
real therapy, but not counseling. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Although I might need some
therapy.
after this session.
True story.
You might need some too. So
after the way you butchered my name, I might need to go talk to somebody about that.
Muta Mwenya.
Mwenya. Yeah, like mu when yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so what I want to ask you is what do you do? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
What do I do? So this is a funny question that everybody always asks, and I have to sit there and figure out my audience. Well, how am I going to respond to this? No, but I'm the lead pastor of Relevant Church, church plant in Niles, Michigan, which we planted 6 years ago.
Way to go. Church planting is very hard.
Come on.
Very difficult. And so you are the heroes of the story. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. It's really incredible. And I mean, church planting is tough. I've been there. I've helped with some of that, and it is tough, but it's definitely what God's called us to. So
yeah, this beanie is hiding all the gray hair that I've incurred in these last 6 years.
Happened? Yeah. Yeah. It's so
people like, is it because of the kids? I'm like, no, it's the spiritual kids.
It's the spiritual children.
Not my biological children. It's the spiritual children that have given me all these gray hairs.
Okay, so why don't you tell us a little bit about like your journey, about how you got into church planting?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on this, Katie. I appreciate you. Like, I didn't begin with that. I just, love it. I appreciate you considering to be a part of this. So love what you guys are doing at Church Communications. Keep killing it, for real.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
it. So I never thought I'd be a church planter, to be honest. My background is not even in pastoral ministry. I come from the corporate world. I did corporate marketing. I did healthcare marketing. Then I went into
I feel like marketing and like the evangelism is so close. I mean, there's some people called evangelists at companies.
Absolutely, brand evangelists. It's become. It's a great gateway, I'm telling you, into ministry. But did corporate marketing, went on the agency side, then did some nonprofit marketing, but then felt this real huge call to go into the local church and serve and give my life to that. And once we did that, we thought we were going to be like executive pastors or campus pastors, and I'd retire from that and that'd be great. I would always be a number two. And then we got this unique call in 2014, like location specific, like plant a life-giving church in Niles, Michigan. Like some guys grow up wanting to be church planters. Some guys are like, man, I want to plant a church wherever, and they'll go and they'll scout out the whole world. And I was like, that wasn't me. I was given one location to plant a church, and that's where we came, and we hit the ground and did the darn thing.
That's awesome. And it worked out. Praise the Lord. So that's incredible.
Well, we're still trying to figure out if it's working out or not. I'll let you know. Check back in a couple years.
Story, that's how I feel about it. I'm like, well, I guess we'll find out when God says hello,
Yeah, when I get to heaven, I'll find out if I'll actually hear well done.
I'm sure you're 100% going to get a couple extra gemstones on your crown just for.
You know what? I'll take it. I
don't know how biblical that is. I know people always say stuff like that, and I'm like, where's that in the Bible? Like, can you show me?
Absolutely. You're gonna get wings in heaven too, by the way. Just know that, Katie. That's what they say.
That's good to know. Excellent. I'm looking forward to that.
Do well, because you might get like a double portion of wings.
Yeah.
If you get a single portion of wings, then I mean, you know, you did good, but at least you made it to heaven.
But right? Only when somebody rings a bell, right?
Right.
On earth. So that's good to know, you know, for our future. I like how we're really screwing up people's theology right now.
Right. People are like, do they really believe this right now?
No, don't listen to us. That's not real. We're not preaching.
Don't listen to the pastor, okay? Whatever you do.
We'll talk to you about the new heaven and new earth later.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go. We're going to go deep now, girl.
No, yeah, we'll get really confusing. So that's not what this topic's about. Anyways.
Right. I'm like, what are we supposed to be talking about again?
What are we talking about? Church communications. Like, let's go. A little bit about, okay, so you're speaking at the Engage conference. We're big fans. We love Engage. We love Tyler and his team at Texan Church.
Oh, they're incredible.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anyone better?
Listen, Engage Conference is so solid. Like our entire team takes off at time to just sit and engage and no pun intended, engage. And we literally just debrief. It's a great experience. We look forward to it every year. So thank you, Tyler, and everybody that you guys, everybody involved in it. It's just incredible.
Well, then you've seen me before because I have spoken at previous Engage conferences.
I have. That's how I knew how to say your Latin. I knew how to say it.
No, that's not earlier true. Before the call started. Okay, yeah, great at saying names. Clearly, I'm good at it. But okay, anyways, awesome. All right, back to the Engage conference. Okay, what are you speaking about?
I am speaking about how to create a contagious culture of engagement in your local church. So most pastors, especially after all this stuff that's been happening, have been seeing a dip in their volunteer teams, have been seeing a dip in people wanting to step up and serve because the numbers of church are looking a little different. Mm-hmm. And so what we want to share is some tools, some little like actual practical tools. This is not theory. This is what you can do right now to create a contagious volunteer culture that's going to have people signing up, that's going to have people saying, I want to be a part of this volunteer team.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I need to know maybe just a little bit about how you do that. Maybe like the first step. Like, what do you think?
Bribe people. No, I'm joking.
Oh, yeah, bribery. That's how we think. I love it. Like, I feel like churches pay preschool people because they can't get a volunteer.
No, listen. I mean, here's the deal. Like, what gets celebrated gets repeated, and a lot of times we spend more time asking people to volunteer rather than celebrating those who are already engaging.
You're right.
You know, for real. So at the end of the day, there's this concept called FOMO, fear of missing out. And so if you create a volunteer experience within your dream team, your serve team, whatever you call them, in such a way that people are looking like those guys are having fun. Those guys are people who I want to be a part of.
Out in the middle of church. Like we need to be doing that.
Absolutely. So that's one practical way of getting people involved. What gets celebrated gets repeated.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, like I'm in love with that concept. And I feel like we as a church in general don't celebrate.
I don't know why. I don't know why, because honestly, like we should be the ones to celebrate. Number one, we have access. Yeah, we've got access to God, the God of heaven and earth. Like literally, that in itself should be celebrated. And then we were broken, messed up, busted, disgusted, and somebody decided to give their life for us. Yeah. Listen, I wouldn't give my life for me. So like, to have somebody say, I value you that much that I want to renew your life and not only give you eternal life. See, now you got me preaching, girl. See, not only give you eternal life, but give you abundant life.
Yeah. Nobody needs me.
Listen, I'm serious, but like our abundant life is not only for heaven. Woo. Yeah, for sure. Just come on. I need a fan. I need to be patting right now. Yeah, where's my organ? I need my B3. Like somebody. So, but yeah, we've got lots to celebrate as churches, and we need to be celebrating more. We need to celebrate it. We need to be celebrating and lamenting less.
100%. No, I
Yeah.
agree. Like, it's so funny. I can remember like when we were all out because of COVID and we all went online, and
Yeah.
like how people were like, I'm gonna be so excited when church starts back. I'm gonna be running up and down the aisles and falling out. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be great.
And we should like, do a feast or like, and I'm like,
Right.
not that COVID's ended or anything, but churches have got back. And have they celebrated what God has done? Like, have they celebrated that, that they've been able to meet again, that they've been able to like continue to do the work that they're doing? Have they taken a pause to like think about, just what God has done over this pandemic in the life of their church? And I don't think that we take a good enough time to like really appreciate all the things that God has done for us.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, Katie. And this is what I would like to say to any church leader, pastor who could be listening right now. If your church is still open in 2022, you have every reason to celebrate, because we have seen casualties in ministry just over these last 24 months where people have just like, I can't do it anymore. I can't carry this load anymore. My church has split 3 times because politically or racially or whatever it is, there's been every reason to come and destroy the church. So if you are still open, if you're having services this Sunday, y'all need to get on stage and do a Happy Holy Ghost dance and run around and play the tambourine and do whatever you got to do, because we have you got to ring the bell, more cowbell. Let's go. But like, seriously, you've got every reason to celebrate.
No, for sure. Yeah, I completely agree. Not to negate, obviously there's been a lot of hardship.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that's every reason to celebrate too, because God is seeing us through such hardship, and he's still faithful, and he still cares about us, even in the midst of that hardship. So
spot on.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's so funny. 100%. I used to say that my middle name is Joy, but I used to say that I felt like it should be suffering. I've dealt with a lot of loss in my life.
I shouldn't have laughed. Yeah. See, you set me up for that.
That's how I do it. Yeah.
I shouldn't be
how I deal with trauma is I make people laugh. So,
oh my gosh.
See, I'm working through it in therapy. We can come back around. Like,
we bring it full circle back to therapy now.
I'm working through my trauma in therapy, and part of that is laughter. Actually, I'm doing improv class right now. Improv for anxiety. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Really? Is that a legit for real?
It's for real. It's a class. It's a 6-week class.
Wow, improv for anxiety.
It's helping me so much. I really love it.
I need you to send me a message about this. Like, DM me about this, because I need to figure that out.
Maybe you have a class near you. I don't know, but
I'm telling you,
here in Nashville. I'm giving it a good shout out right now, because it has really just done a lot for me. I mean, I'm in therapy too. Don't get me wrong. Counseling's also doing a lot for me, but this class is really amazing, because I do think laughter is like the best medicine to get through and process trauma. Which is another reason why we should celebrate.
100% for sure.
Because otherwise, like, what we're gonna do? Like, what else do we have? So, I think that's awesome. Especially celebrating your volunteers, because I feel like those are the people who just don't get celebrated at church. Especially people who are so church communicators. My group, is primarily church communicators, which are graphic designers. The people who push and pull the buttons for the media on Sunday morning, the people clicking on the presenter, making those slides, making those graphics, and
they are some of the least celebrated people. Like our tech teams, our production teams, they're like the ninjas that make Sunday mornings run, and no one celebrates them. Because it's almost like you're supposed to make everything work.
After that's it.
Right.
You know what it took to get here?
Exactly. I'm like, I couldn't even look this good, y'all. Come on, man. Like, these lights are doing something for me. Like, I can't do this by myself.
I know. I know. Yeah. No, exactly.
But no, seriously, like, I think that's one area. So yeah, for everybody who is in production, anyone who's doing church communication, you guys are literally the silent thunder that make the church go. I mean, you draw people to church and then you keep people in church and help them get connected. So connections team, we love you guys. We appreciate, but the communications team and the production team, these are the individuals that really get butts in seats. Can I say butts in seats?
Yeah, you can. It's allowed.
Cool. They're really the ones who get butts in seats and really create a compelling reason outside. It's a partnership. It's a partnership between everybody in the church. So we celebrate you guys. You guys literally are the silent ninjas who are not seen, but you are felt and you are heard in everything that you do. So good on you for faithfully serving, because we can't do what we do without you.
Thank you. I was one of those. Definitely felt like, like who needs to? I was a social media director. I was a website manager for a long time at a church, and definitely felt like, and that's why I started this group. Was I felt like a lot of people were doing ministry alone, and they also didn't know the best practices. They didn't know who to reach, and so I love the Engage Conference because they're creating these resources that help churches reach people better. And two, that's why we created our group, so people don't feel like they're doing ministry alone.
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you, I'm so glad that you shared that, because that's my background. So after coming through communication in the corporate world, my first ministry assignment, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if you ever experienced being on staff at a church where you do 33 different job roles. So I was the youth. Listen, I was the youth pastor, teaching pastor, and communications director for the church. And so at any given time, I was doing something.
The preschool ministry too, while you were there?
And I taught in kids.
I knew it. I knew you were also doing something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You changed toilet paper. Sure. Why not?
Man, listen, when you're working at a church plant, you will do everything.
You're doing all the jobs.
I painted, cleaned the bathrooms, did everything, shoveled the snow outside.
You just snuggled with the snow?
I snuggled the snow.
Who made you do that?
I actually don't like.
Was that when you were a church intern? I feel like they make the church interns do the worst jobs possible. I'm like, wow, you they were called to ministry, not to shoveling stuff.
Listen, I've had that intern life, Katie, and it's serious.
Yeah, it is. That's when you really love the Lord.
Man, I tell you.
You were plunging a toilet at the church.
Oh my Lord. But check this out. I was an intern after I already had a career.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm a grown man, married with children, interning at a church, and my parents are like, "You've lost your mind." You've absolutely lost your mind. And I'm like, but I just love Jesus and I just want to be available. And
wow.
Did God tell you to really go be an intern? Yes, he did.
Sure he did.
Absolutely. And you know what? Those are some of the best times of spiritual formation from my heart, preparing me for ministry. And so for everybody who serves in the background, you are literally being discipled and prepared for wherever the Lord is going to lead you, whether it's within the church world or whether it's just a greater platform like you've been able to build, Katie. There's a humility that you must walk with that God can trust you with more after that. So thank you.
Right.
Thank you for that, because that's why you're doing what you're doing. God is trusting you with more.
No, for sure. Because I've also been that person plunging a toilet or cleaning up a kid's throat. I've been there, done that.
Can I tell you something though, Katie?
Yeah.
I thought my intern life was over. I became a lead pastor, and I'm still plunging toilets. I'm still out here painting. I'm still out here pushing a broom.
You thought it was all gonna be over, but it never ends.
Still snubbling snow.
Appreciate it more though. I don't know.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I worked at kids camp, so I worked Center Kid Camp, which is a Lifeway camp for 3 summers. I probably saw over 10,000 kids. You can only imagine the things I've seen.
Yes. God bless you.
Working with children.
That's scary.
But I loved it, and I think and I was in production there, so I did auditorium and those kind of things. But I loved being able to create special moments where kids could really come to know and understand the Lord. Who cares? The minuscule things that I did are don't stand up to what I saw God do in those 3 summers, where I could create special moments where they could get away from their parents, really come to understand themselves, and then come to know the Lord on their own, like that's special, you know? And so I'm grateful for that, for all the junk I had to put up with, moving whole auditoriums across the country, sweating and driving 18-wheelers. Like
it's worth it, man. That moment when you see the light bulb go off in somebody's mind about the gospel or understanding,
and they take a step out,
like that paradigm of faith shifts for them. It like everything that I did, everything that I complained about is meaningless at this point compared to this moment right here. So
exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, for 100%. Sure. Yeah, it's so funny. I just remember I was like, oh yeah, I got bit by a spider in Texas, but I went to the hospital. I was like,
oh no,
I don't remember.
Like it was legit bite.
Unless I think about it, like that's not really what I remember. What I remember is that kid that I met in Texas and came to know and understand what, it was so funny because I wasn't even paying attention. Like somebody had to stop me. One of the parents of one of the kids was like, I think you should get the checked out.
You should probably go get that checked out, Katie.
I'm like, no, I'm too busy. Somebody's got to tell these kids. No, it's fine. We worked it out. So take care of yourself. That's
I'm so glad that you made it through. So glad that you're able to.
Trauma. We just come back around. It's good.
It's all coming back around. I get it. Is that why you can't say my name? Did it affect neurological?
No, I already told you about the speech therapy.
I got the feeling somebody's going to be mad on this show. Somebody's going to be watching this like they're making therapy a joke right now. We are not.
No, I love it.
To love,
please
love
do
and laugh.
We love it. Okay, so here's the thing. We also have this event. So like Church Communications personally has an event called Thrive and Cultivate that we started last year.
Okay.
It's specifically around mental health in the church.
Oh, I love that.
And it's coming up again in May.
Very cool.
So we are so serious. Here's the thing. I have panic disorder. And so, which is a real thing. I know some people are like, what?
No, it's real.
No. If a panic attack wakes you up in your sleep, you for sure have panic disorder. Oh, have you? Okay, great. You know what I'm talking about?
No, not have I. Like, how often?
How often does it happen? Right? And so, not that this is supposed to be about mental health necessarily, but it's really important, right? 100%. And I think especially like in church, we don't talk about it. We act like it's a no-no or a bad thing, but
just
it's really important that you take care of it.
Just believe, just pray harder, and
it'll go away. Your panic disorder will go away. It's inherited trauma. It's not just ours, but it is generations before us that we've inherited this fear and trauma from that affects our daily life and our bodies. It's so weird. But the more you study it, the more you understand it. And don't get me wrong, I think Jesus can come alongside us.
100%.
But I also think, science and medicine are also good.
The same God that created our bodies also created science and medicine. The same God that allows for faith also allows for individuals to come alongside of us to walk us through some of this trauma, some of this pain and hurt. Listen, I've just gone through like just the last 12 months of some intense, just transformational healing. And it's been incredible. And I know this isn't all about, mental health or anything like that, but I would tell you, especially if you do serve in the church, let's just be real. If you do serve in the church, we carry a load. It's a weight, and you might need to talk to somebody, and it's okay. It's okay. I talk to somebody. You know?
Well, me too.
It's super helpful.
Somebody, so.
I need to talk to somebody or else I'll quit. No, I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
They keep me on my job.
Okay, so how can people connect with you if they want to connect with you? We want to make sure that they can.
Cool. You can connect with me on social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook at I am Muta Mwenya. Right there. I was going to say .com. I was like, no, it's not .com. You can go to mutamwenya.com. But
if you'd like to do that.
I am Muta Mwenya. IamMutamWenya.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully this was helpful.
I bet it was. I mean, if anything, people at least laughed and got some joy out of it. So.
Yes, absolutely. If that's all people got out of here, is like you got to learn to laugh sometimes. I'm pleased.
That's good. Yeah, that works for me. Then also you should sign up for the Engage conference. You can go to churchcommunications.com/engage if you want. want to.
Yeah, sign up for the Engage Conference. It's phenomenal. You got incredible teachers that are just dropping practical nuggets for you to just engage in.
Yeah, awesome.
For
Thank you
sure.
again.